Good evening, students. Today we will learn one inspiring poem that is on killing a tree. Actually, poet here using irony for describing a killing of a tree. Okay, the killing of a tree. See, here poet himself wanted to tell us that trees are living beings, and as living beings they have emotion, as human beings they have feelings, as human beings they can take birth and they can die after some time. So somebody killed them. So in that case also, this is on killing a tree is a beautiful poem. Here poet personifies tree by using the word killing, because we use this word killing for describing humans generally, but here it is used for a tree. So that this is a great poem by Gieve Patel. Okay, here this poet trying to tell us about how difficult it is to kill a tree. So poet ironically tells us that tree killing is really a blunder, and those who commit this blunder, they can harm environment and they can harm their lives. They harm environment and even their lives. This is what the message of the poet is, that we should preserve environment, we should conserve trees, and that's why we should save ourselves. So on killing a tree, see, it takes much time to kill a tree. Here poet is describing procedure that it takes much time to kill a tree. So it is not very easy to kill a tree. It is time consuming procedure, dear students. So not a simple jab of knife. Jab, it means sudden rough blow. If you take simple small knife, with the simple jab of knife, simple blow of knife, the tree cannot be killed. वो मतलब ट्री को किल हो ही नहीं सकता. सिंपल जैब ऑफ नाइफ, छोटे से नाइफ से ट्री को कुछ भी हार्म नहीं होगा. Will do it, it has grown slowly, consuming the earth. So if you try to kill with the help of simple jab of knife, so means somewhat small scratches will be there on the bark of the tree, and in the earth its root will not get harmed and it will grow again. वापस वो grow होगा. Then rising out of it, again that tree will rise out of the earth, feeding upon the crust. The tree gets all the nutrition from crust of the earth. Earth का जो crust है, that is upper layer of the earth, तो उससे मतलब tree को सारे nutrients provide होते हैं. Okay, so whatever needed for growing up, so that every nutrient that tree get with the help of earth. So absorbing those nutrients from the soil, years of sunlight, taking years of sunlight, that is making themselves grow with the help of photosynthesis. Then air, water, tree is consuming. See what tree is consuming? Tree is consuming nutrients from earth. Then second thing, sunlight. With the help of sunlight, with the process of photosynthesis, they began to grow. Okay, they make their food. Then means they consume air. From air they take out oxygen. Sometimes they take out carbon dioxide, whatever needed. Then means again water. Their roots absorb water and some minerals from water, and in that way means trees, they grow, and out of its leprous hide, it means discolored bark. That bark of the tree is discolored, colorless sometimes, or sometimes somewhere it is discolored, somewhere it is colored. So depending on the how the tree is grown, what type of soil it is, and sprouting leaves, and on that bark also means that tree began to grow, means leaves began to sprout, and so simple jab of knife couldn't kill the tree. So here poet warns us that we should not use such a things for killing tree. In fact, he gives us message that killing tree is a crime, is a our fault, is our mistake. So we should not do it. So see the second stanza. So hack and chop, but this alone won't do it. Hack, it means cut with heavy blow. So knife is not very useful. Now instead of knife, if you take another broader instrument like axe, sickle, so you will need heavy blow, that is heavy cuts, okay, and heavily chopping on the bark. So this alone won't do it. If you try in that way, even it won't do. It won't be successful. How? Not so much pain will do it. So it will not cause so much harm to the tree. Tree को इससे ज़्यादा harm नहीं पहुँचेगा. Bark will get bleeding. See again here personification, because blood is in the humans only. Bleeding is experienced by human body. So here it is converted to tree, and that's why that bark will bleed. Certain type of liquid will come out of bark that will heal. Okay, then it will, with time being, that blow that will heal, and from close to the ground, and again from close to the ground, new branches, new twigs, they began to arise, and miniature boughs means smaller boughs, they began to rise, and with it means again that tree will try to expand itself. It means you are chopping, you are hacking, that will not be useful for killing a tree. So in the third stanza, poet tells us that no, the root is to be pulled out. So if you want to kill a tree, what should be the procedure? Take out the roots from the earth. Okay, out of the anchoring earth. Anchoring earth, that tree is held with roots in the earth, because tree held its roots in the earth, into the earth, and that's why it can stand and grow. So whenever you are trying to pull out the roots of the tree, at that time it will be the time for tree that now it began to die. So it is to be rope. So it is not very easy to take out roots from the earth. So you have to tie it with the rope. डोरी से बांधो. Then after tying, pull out. उसको खींचो. Then snap out, chop out. फिर वो मतलब काटो वहाँ से. Then or pulled out entirely. If you can pull it entirely, then pull. If you can't pull it entirely, then cut those roots. That will be the procedure. And from the earth cave, then from the cave of the earth, from the deep under the earth, and the strength of the tree exposed, then you can see that how strong that tree was. That whatever it is seen outside, the more is inside the earth. And so when you take out the roots, at that time you will realize that how strong that tree was. Then the source white and wet. So how will be the roots? Roots कैसे रहेंगे? White colored, wet, moisture laden. So the most sensitive, and this is the most sensitive part. Roots are the most sensitive part of the earth. Hidden under the earth, hidden inside the earth for many years. So if you want to kill the trees, so you should take out its roots. So here poet is ironically telling us that humans, for their selfishness, for their greedy nature, they cut the trees, they wanted more land, and so that means it leads to deforestation, and deforestation leads to harm to all living beings. So then the matter of scorching and choking. Then in the last stanza, poet tells us then it is the matter of scorching and choking. That is, scorching and choking, it means dying up of the tree. So dying of the tree. Now tree began to die in the sun and air. Now this sun and air, it could not protect the roots. Then browning, hardening, roots became brown, roots became hard, twisting and withering. So every means that tree became withered, that greenness of the leaves that became darken, brownness, it converted into brownness, and then it is done. And means when you do so, at that time you could kill tree. But here poet requests us, the poet is ironically telling us this about the killing tree, but actually he wanted to tell us one should not involve in this activity. So my dear students, so Here in this poem we try out that we should not do such an activity. Okay, so write all these words. Okay, these words, vocabulary, new words, that is very useful in learning the poem. The poem is very ironical. I told you that whatever meaning is, we have to take opposite meaning of it. Thank you, dear friends.